How to prepare for conference. Journalists around the world start their day with conference. This is essentially a meeting where everybody gets together to discuss what the day's news is and how they're going to cover it. The point is to bring ideas to the table, whether it's a news story you've found, ideas on how to follow up on a story, people to talk to, events happening around you, anything. At the Centre for Journalism, you will join conference at 9:30 in the morning every day. For this, you will need a notebook or a notepad or your phone, basically anything that lets you write down notes. As you prepare for conference, make a list of the stories you think are interesting or worth covering. Think about the people you could talk to or places you could go to cover that story. Write them down and bring them to conference. How do you find stories? Here's a couple of places to start. To kick this off, we're going to get a bit analog. Every journalist working in the UK worth their salt starts their day by listening to the radio. BBC Radio 4's early morning programme called Today is the agenda-setting programme of the day. Between 6 in the morning and 9 o'clock, the journalists at the BBC go over the most important stories of the day, interview big-name politicians, artists, writers, anything. Don't worry, you don't have to listen to all 3 hours of it. There are bulletins at the top of every hour, and the most important guests are on between 7:45 and 8:15 in the morning. If you don't own a radio, because who does, your phone will save you. There are many apps that you can use to listen to the radio as you walk to uni or eat your breakfast or get ready for your day. Moving on to newspapers. Like a healthy diet, you should try and keep your newspaper consumption pretty varied. So read a bit of everything, or pick up a different newspaper every day. We have them delivered to our newsrooms for free, so you don't have to worry. Reading newspapers is actually the best way to understand how newspapers actually work. As you look through them, see how the photos are laid out. What kind of headlines are they using? How do different papers cover the same stories? And if you're a bit more digitally inclined, your phone will save you. You can also catch up with the news on your phone. See how the same newspaper covers the story online and in print. How do apps react to breaking news? Last but not least, on your daily routine, try and catch a bit of TV. The big national broadcasters, ITV, Sky and BBC, all have evening programmes that you can watch live or online. For your dose of local news, tune into ITV Meridian, BBC South East and our very own KMTV. On top of that, the Centre for Journalism has subscriptions to 2 newswire services. These have planning schedules that tell you what stories are coming up and interesting things you might want to look into. If this sounds like a lot of work, don't panic. It is not about reading everything known to mankind, but about getting into the habit of knowing what's happening around you and thinking about how you can cover stories differently or even finding new stories. Now go get your notebook and we'll see you at conference.